America! Time out! Recess! Siesta and chillax. Drink your juice, Shelby. America, you may be 244 years old, but you have been the country equivalent of a kid breaking a lamp and then denying it, because who's to say it was even a lamp, by definition anyway? And how can anyone really know what broken means these days? Of Earth. And before anyone can say anything to the contrary, you start to shit your pants and dance. You've been scary lately, is what I'm saying. One irrational reaction to a podcast away from taking it to the streets until you're full-on Mad Max road bartering, and who can blame you? You've been cooped up, locked down, you got the TikTok sillies. Because you're mandated here and there and nowhere but the comment section to turn to. Would make anyone want to toss their pants and pinch a rage loaf on the rug and then really work it in. But when a headline like 40-person brawl breaks out at a Golden Corral over steak comes out, I just want to buy you a Christmas present. Like one you've been wanting. It's not fair. Like, I got a lot to bring up. I got a lot of strikes on the record, but I can't when you go and do something so perfectly bonkers, red meat, white and blue like this. I fall in love with you all over again. This past Friday, it was like you rehearsed, put in the work, got back to the gym and got bacon cheeseburger back to you. So hey, tip of the hat, raise the glass, America. That's more like it. Now, this is a developing story. So before we get into it, I'm going to need a verbal agreement from everyone here. In the event that this story gets weirder in real life than my version, like if shit gets fuck nuts, like true crime, dark shenanigans, we all agree to remember that we didn't know about that while we were discussing it right now, because that's how time works. And this story is the kind of telenovela finale that we in our Cobra Kai Season 5 starved minds are craving. You do not rub the spicy headline, massive brawl breaks out in Bensalem Golden Corral over alleged steak shortage on me. And do not expect me to flame broil my search history. Google it until I scare my internet provider, whilst also writing the Netflix pitch, which I have, and here it is. But before I tell you, I'm going to need a verbal agreement from everyone here that you will not discuss the plot or possible casting choice with anybody outside this discussion, because it'd be a dick move, and also I wrote it, so like be cool, okay? Okay, so first the facts so far as we know them. Friday, January 28th, it was in the evening. A balmy 32 degrees, but it felt like 27. 1400 block of Street Road in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, where we lay our scene. Police were called to the Golden Corral, the one in between the Chick-fil-A and the Aldi. No, not the one by Neshiminy, the other one. These police were called to investigate a little tussle, a little scrap, a rumble that went down, you see. A 40-person brawl down at the Golden Corral. Which is just something that happens from time to time. It's something to get used to. It's like if you live near a fault line, expect a tremor every now and then. Seems someone was none too happy in line at the Golden Corral waiting for their steaks, because when you want a steak from the Golden Corral, you are in no mood to be fucked with. So don't go fucking with someone in line at the Golden Corral waiting for steaks. Them's fighting words. Dylan Becker, well, he saw it all. The former employee himself told CBS 3, quote, "There was two parties in line waiting for steak. Somebody had cut in front of them and started being picky and finicky about the steaks and talking too loud and taking too long. And then somebody else spoke up and said something I guess the other party didn't like. Then it just looks like it turned into an all-out brawl." End quote. But he went on to say, "I've never seen nothing like that in Golden Corral before." Which should be a warning to all of us. Because I don't know if you remember 2020 and 2021, and bless you if you don't. But after all of that, the last thing we need to hear is that things at the Golden Corral are getting rough. Now, Dylan's friend Gavin, well, he saw it all go down too. And he says, quote, "There was a shortage of steak, and two parties were involved, and one family cut in front of the other family. They were taking their time, then they ran out of steak. And it got into a heated exchange at the table. And if that doesn't corroborate what Dylan was saying, I just don't know what to tell you. There was a vid taken, because the TikTok Ranger is ever vigilant, ever stalwart. And in the vid, well, it just ain't for the faint of heart. But definitely for fans of Cobra Kai. 40 or more in a tornado of tables, high chairs, and fists flying. A storm of chaos that was, yes, even too much for the Golden Corral. At the end, as the flatware and sweetener packet settled, you could hear a man say to anyone who'd listen, "All I wanted was some steak." JK Hospitality LLC, they're the franchisee, you see, told Today Food, quote, "We notified the local authorities and they are investigating the incident. Thankfully, no serious injuries have been reported. The safety of our guests and co-workers is our top priority. And while it is true that there were no serious injuries and everyone walked away mussed and dusted with a little awesome pot roast and carrot cake, there's talk that maybe this was not about them running out of steaks, but rather it was a personal issue involving, quote, a person who ordered a well-done steak and thought that the person in line behind them who ordered a rare steak got their steak first, cut in line," end quote. The investigation is ongoing. So I figure where the Netflix show picks up, where 4 days later, there's a cloud of suspicion all over Ben Salem. The detectives are no closer to find out what started the punch-out at the Golden Corral. Slamming their heads together like pool balls, the atmosphere is tight. Bam! Door opens, it's Timothy Oliphant. He looks panicked, and he should be. Turns out there's someone putting a chemical in the steaks that turned people real wild, feral, listening to Joe Rogan, doing CrossFit, making noises almost zombie-like. But let's not jump to conclusions. Either way, snap zoom into Timothy Oliphant's face. He sneers, "You guys gotta see this." We cut to the police station. Oliphant walks in, confidently past all the cops with a look that says, "You don't know who you're fucking with." He slams the maps down on the desk in the chief's office. On each map is a circle spread out with little dotty lines connected to every county. "My God," the police chief grumbles, "they're everywhere." Timothy Oliphant slams his hand down on the table. "Damn it, that's what I was trying to tell you! It's the meat!" Police chief collapses in the chair. The stakes have never been higher. Oliphant spins around and points his mustache right at the intern, who's played by that State Farm kid. Oliphant stabs him in the face with restrained fury. "Get on the fucking phone and call the Texas Roadhouse." The intern stammers, "Which one?" Oliphant can barely breathe. "All of them." Boom, 2 hours later. And that's just the first act. Is he right? Is he crazy? Both? Was it a steak shortage or was it because the steaks were cooked wrong? It could be any of us. But in the end, it wasn't the steaks at all. It was pride. Pride was the real killer here. And as the camera pans to the sky, we black out and a single paragraph of text appears in the blackness. "Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Percy B. Shelley." We're getting Michael Giacchino to do the music, so it's going to be brassy and epic, but with a simple emotional core. Could this be a multi-seasonal thing? I mean, I got a plan, obviously, but personally I think this is a standalone miniseries, but that's just me. I'm a simple mind. And all of this is probably going to change when we get more details, but just for a blessed second, can we just have this story, innocent and pure, be about a 40-person fight that broke out over steak at the Golden Corral? We have had so much devastating truth and disappointment and hard lessons and fucked up shittery come at the back end of hilarious news stories lately that we're about due, right? Can we not have a deeper, darker, horrible detail come to light for just one wild story? Can we just live in a dream for a moment That this is just hilarious and not deeply troubling? Can I get a verbal agreement that we're just going to let this one exist, beautiful and free? There's America. You had me at stakeout at the Golden Corral. See ya.